Hi Leos, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Leo and Aquarius on Fridays. Also, I do want to let you guys know that the deck that I'm using today is called the Mystical Manga Tarot. And as always, if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, my information is in the description below. But just a little bit more on how I shuffle my cards. I usually only really take jumpers like these ones. And usually if they jump out in groups that are too big, I'll go ahead and put them back and continue shuffling. But my main goal here is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards. And then we can get started on your reading. So with that being said, I'm just going to try to pull out roughly 4 or 5 more cards for you guys, and then we can get started. All right, Leos. So I do just want to give you guys a quick reminder that in case you enjoy the reading, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is the Seven of Swords, which is a card about sneakiness, about strategic thinking, and about sometimes malintent, right? Malicious intent. I think that for a lot of you guys, you're dealing with people around you who don't have the best interest for you and who are probably very envious about what you have, right? So the Seven of Swords is a lot of times referred to as the lying, cheating, stealing card. So I think that around you in your day-to-day life, probably at work, you have a lot of people who just are not being entirely honest with you and aren't putting forth the best effort in order to actually benefit you. I feel like people are looking out for their own behinds, and in this situation, they're kind of throwing you out to the wolves. And, you know, I would say try not to let it get to you, because I do see the Strength in reverse and the Death card. So that to me, first of all, the fact that you have the Strength card in reverse tells me that you guys haven't really been feeling like yourselves lately. I think that with all the weirdness that's currently going on in your life, you may have kind of had a moment where you're not really feeling like yourself, you're not really in your power, things aren't quite lining up, and you're trying your best to really tough it out, but you're having a hard time of it. Right? And that's what the Strength card is all about. It's about toughing. It's about weathering the storm, right? So I think that for a lot of you guys, it'll do you a lot of good to try to find your inner strength. I know that that can be a little bit easier said than done, but I feel like once you do, it's going to bring forth this death moment. So I do want to talk about the Death card, especially for those of you guys who aren't super into tarot. The death does not necessarily represent physical death, and most of the time it doesn't. It just represents a change in the energy, right? The death of a situation, and it doesn't even need to represent like the end or a death. It could just be a change, right? So I'm thinking for a lot of you guys, once you are able to really find your like inner voice, your strength again, you're going to see a lot of these huge changes, and you're going to be able to initiate them yourself. And I'm looking at this Four of Cups in reverse with this Page of Cups. And I noticed that when I was shuffling, the Hanged Man in reverse landed right on top of the Page of Cups. So it's very interesting because the Page of Cups can be a very charismatic offer. A lot of times it's an emotional offer, right? So that has the tendency to be like 9 times out of 10 a offer of love or an apology. But because this is, you know, a message of emotional variety, and you had the Hanged Man in reverse pop up and sort of clarify it almost, I feel like you guys need to stay steadfast. I think that somebody is going to come forth in a way with this Page of Cups that's probably going to be to emotionally manipulate you in some kind of a way, trying to get you to do something that perhaps you didn't want to do, or something that they want you to do, but isn't in your best interest. And like we were talking earlier with the Seven of Swords, we're seeing some sneakiness around here. So I'm saying that you should be wary about who you trust, who you're not trusting, and why you're doing it. Because I see this Four of Cups in reverse, and the Four of Cups in reverse is a good energy to be in. Like I was saying, perhaps currently, but certainly in the past, you felt out of, just kind of out of it. And now you're moving into this period of time where you have this Four of Cups in reverse. And the Four of Cups in reverse is, you know, satisfaction, right? Because in the upright, the Four of Cups talks about dissatisfaction, unmotivation, wanting more than you have. And in the reverse, it talks about going out and getting it, taking action, being happy with your situation, right? So I'm thinking that things are going to take a change for the better here. And with this Page of Wands and this Hanged Man in reverse, I feel like you guys are going to do that by remaining steadfast in what you decide, because the Hanged Man talks about changing perspectives. But because it's in reverse, it tells me that you've sort of gone through this moment of realization where you've decided, hey, this is the information I need to know. And now you're taking that information and you're applying it to your situation. And that's what I mean by remaining steadfast, by not necessarily being stubborn, but by staying true to your ideals and what you've learned. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you need to trust in your intuition, because I feel like you're right. And with this Page of Wands, like, that's a really good sign, because you guys are a fire sign. And with your sort of page here of fire energy, it feels like you're really getting the ball rolling. Like, you have some good long-term plans that you plan on achieving, and by initiating here with this Page of Wands, you're going to start to see those results, perhaps later on down the road. But you have the conviction, you have the courage, and you have the follow through here with the Hanged Man in reverse to actually hold out until you start to get those results, right? And then it's very powerful here because you have the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Queen of Coins in reverse with the Nine of Coins in reverse, right? So in other decks, it's called Pentacles. It doesn't really matter. You might hear me interchanging the two. But either way, the Queen of Pentacles talks about stability, right? It's all about your physical, material stability, all those earthly qualities. And it's in reverse, so I feel like for a long time, you guys have felt like you're not really stable. Like, things were kind of up in the air, and you didn't know what was going to happen. Like, this is kind of an energy of uncertainty. And you guys are a fixed sign, so you guys have your eyes on the prize 90% of the time. And I feel like this energy is very reminiscent of what's going on over here, in the sense that you have this energy of where you don't necessarily feel like yourself. You're kind of out of your element. And perhaps you felt like you may have bitten off more than you can chew. But I feel like there's going to be this transformation period, especially here with this this Death card. And even looking further ahead, the Six of Swords, that's going to lead you to a period where you start to feel like yourself and you start to get things done in a way that makes you satisfied. Because like we said, we have the Four of Cups here in reverse. So that's going to all lead to this pinnacle here, which is the Nine of Pentacles. And that's going to be a moment in which you guys become more than just independent, because the Nine of Wands is a card about, the Nine of Pentacles is a card about independence. I feel like you guys are going to become stable, and things are going to work out in a way that makes you feel powerful and makes you feel mature and adultly. I feel like, especially since we have the Six of Swords, you guys are going to move forward into a new situation. You guys are going to move to calmer waters. And you have the 6 going into the 7, which is progression. And that to me makes me feel like even though you're currently in this energy, you're going to move away from it and be in a much better situation. So stability is coming. You're going to get your mojo back, and things are going to be much better than they are currently. But that was your reading first time around. Leo, if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment because it really helps out the channel. And I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new videos for Leos and Aquarius on Fridays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.